Yeah.
Okay, so this is Jose, who's kindly come all the way from France to give us a really good talk today on fracking. So, Jose, can you tell viewers a bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a farmer. I've been farming during more than 33 years. And my place, Larzac, we have been fighting during 10 years to put the army out. This was a very big fight in France. And we gathered people. We were only a small community, 100 farms, but we win against the French army. So this was really the start for all this kind of movement in France in the 70s. And that was important, because that showed to the people that even if you are weak, you can win, if you think that you are right to fight. And that's how it begins. And the anti-fracking movement, when it began, it was also very small. It began in an incredible way because it began in my village. The license was in my village, and that was a stupid thing, but that's too bad for them. And we win because we were able to gather the people and to organize at the local level, but also at the national level. And after 6 months, the government was so afraid they decided to put on a law banning fracking. So that was a very important thing that shows that it's possible to win. And even with a right-wing government, which was the case in France, the movement was so important, they had to say, we stop with fracking. So now this movement is spreading all over Europe. And what is interesting is that some countries where the mobilization was not very high in the beginning, as Bulgaria, they win also the fight. They have a moratorium. And the fight is now spreading in Poland, in Romania, and in a lot of countries. This fight is gathering more and more people, because people understand that the water they need to live, if it's destroyed, they have to go out. And that's not possible for people to accept to get out from their place where they live since generations. So I think it's a very important movement to say, we want to live where we decide to live. We want to have our own agriculture, and there's other solutions than gas, shale gas, or nuclear industry to have energy for the people. So it's a fight against companies, but it's also a fight for alternatives. And I think that in the same times we are resisting against the company, we are building the new world, and we are creating new alternatives. And I think this is really a hope for all the movement.
And this, in my opinion, is reaching out across not just Europe but the world. So we get support from Australia, America. I mean, this is the people of the world stand up and saying no more to these corporations. I mean, would you got an opinion on that?
Well, that's clear. This is really a fight against the big corporations. Since years now, we see how the corporations want to control the world. This is the fight we had already many years from now in Seattle in 1999, and we broke down WTO. Now the new fight is coming by shale gas, but also again the fight against, for example, the free trade agreements between Europe and the United States. This is always a new way for the big companies to try to control the countries, the economy, but also to fight against democracy. And that's I think a very important thing. The fight we're doing is also for environmental and for our life, but it's also for democracy, because democracy is now in danger with the big companies.
As you know, our two countries certainly have had two long, prolonged world wars over democracy. I mean, we've got to carry on that fight, do we not?
Well, I think that's what we see. You are right to say that. Democracy is in danger if we don't work to maintain democracy and make democracy growing up. And the example, we have many examples in the mobilization where step-by-step democracy is getting out. And the companies are imposing to the governments their new strategy. And while I was talking about the free agreements, you have to know that if between Europe and the United States this agreement is going on, that means that the company is going to be able to attack the countries when the standards of the countries go against the interest of the companies.
We've got evidence from Balcombe in Manchester of the police actually breaking the law to allow lorries in. I mean, does that happen in France at all?
Well, this can happen in many places, so we have to be very careful. In France, maybe the social movement is protected more, but everywhere there's a danger for that. So we have to be vigilant, and we have also to organize solidarities across the countries and cross the borders of the country. This is not only local or national, but international fight.
It's a worldwide fight.
Yeah.
I go, Jose, thank you very much for your time. This is Jose, everyone.
And good luck for everybody.
Good man.